Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Alright guys, we are live. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala ma ba'd. Welcome to the final session from Abu Aisha Shu'ai Vlog community and the manners or etiquettes of calling upon Allah or making dua yesterday. And we left at point number 10. That's where the honeybee gave me a heart attack. And so let's point number 11: accepting one's sins and affirming Allah's bounty. Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, "The chief of forgiveness is that you say, Allahumma anta rabbi wa istata'at, a'udhu bika min sharri ma sana'at, abu laka bi ni'matika alayk, wa abu bika said it without, he covered it in morning Askar. You can watch my morning Askar video. It's there on my channel, Guasha Shuri Vlog. So, oh Allah, you are my Lord. There is no God worthy of worship but you. You have created me, and I am your slave, and I am keeping my promise and covenant to you as much as I can. I seek refuge I seek refuge with you from the evil of what I have done. I acknowledge your blessings and I acknowledge my sins. So forgive me, for there is none who can forgive sins except you. And the translation is okay. It's not that great. It's just okay. The one in this document, we can have a look at Bukhari. Okay, it's Bukhari 306. But alhamdulillah, definitely in terms of authenticity, you will not normally randomly that bid'ati, meaning innovative riwayas and du'as and stuff, So you can go through this with a peace of mind. All of this is authentic. Okay, point number 12. Avoid the use of rhymed speech and rhymed prose in your dua to Seriously, like this has become a common issue. This has now become common where reciters supplicate in Qunut, for example, is wrong. So beware because it is not from Sunnah. So Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma said, preach to the people once a week. And if you want to do more, then preach to them twice a week. And if you want to preach more, then let it be 3 times a week only. That's why the rules in Saudi, you will not find more than 2 or 3 times. Some mashayikh like the rules per week. Same thing with Sheikh Muhammad al and I think same case even with Sheikh Abdullah Bukhari. Do not, I highly recommend you go to Mirasul Anbiya radio and you listen to durus of mashayikh, especially those from Medina, Sheikh Abdullah Bukhari, Sheikh Rabi', these old durus and durus of Sheikh Fawzan. Inshallah, you will benefit greatly. More importantly, the durus of the recordings of Ibn Baz or Uthaymeen Albani. There is nothing like that out there. Especially the debates and the explanations, detailed explanations, and full of knowledge and wisdom of Sheikh Albani. I'm a big fan of that. You will learn so much. Sheikh Albani actually teaches people how to question, how to reason, how to think, and you know clears the core concept of Islam, like I've not seen anyone else do it better, subhanAllah. So, and as for the taqwa and khushu' and wisdom of Shaykh ibn Baz and him being great in Virasa and Masail of Virasa, that's amazing about Shaykh ibn Baz. So simple, his wording so simple, but ajib, subhanallah, ajib. His words are so deep and heavy and effective, very, very effective. You know, I don't know, there's this ajib awe and as though lights illuminating from this man. You just look at his video, you so much barakah in his kalam. Talking about Sheikh Abdul Aziz bin Baz, subhanAllah. You just look at his janaza and you will know what is an alim and what happens when an alim passes away by the passing away of these three scholars, Sheikh bin Baz, Rahimeen Albani, especially Ibn Baz and Albani. I did not benefit, from anyone Islamically more than Ibn Baz and Albani from their works. Imagine if their durus and their some of the books are so powerful, then how would it be to actually be their student, to learn directly from them? And I even met some of their fiqh students there in Saudi. SubhanAllah, the khair, as though the khair, much of khair transmitted even to their students. So it made me think, SubhanAllah, it's all about the more you act upon deen of Allah with ikhlas, the more barakah Allah puts in your work, in your da'wah, whatever you do. For your work, then your da'wah goes far and wide. So never ever think that when you're doing da'wah that it's because of the the way you do it. Wallahi, it's just the fadl of Allah, it's the rahmah of Allah, it's the support of Allah. If you don't put in efforts, then there is nothing like it. If you don't put in efforts, then your good deed, your da'wah being accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I think this is something a lot of guys these days don't realize. They are always there pleasing his please the audience and gather as much audience as they can and try to water down the little deen and crack jokes and try to look funny and nice to people, subhanallah. But in the midst of all that, they just lose the essence of Islam, you know what I'm saying? Whereas you listen to Ibn Baz or Simin Albani, they don't really care what you think about them, seriously. They don't care about, care these days. All they care is that they teach you knowledge and you try to grasp that knowledge, understand it well, you know. That's all. Balagh. Their focus is on balagh, on conveying the message. And so may Allah guide us. Wallahi, we need Allah and we need to fear Allah more. And may Allah bless us with sabr, with our patience. These are indeed times of fitan. And subhanAllah, as I was coming a while ago from Jummah, I was thinking, literally, these days, acting upon religion is like holding a hot coal in your hand. Seriously. Whether it's living single life, lonely life, as a revert, as a Muslim revert, as the only practicing person in your whole family, and not having friends, and you know, not having all those perks and luxuries that average people are having. And you spend time mostly with Allah and practicing the Quran and Sunnah. as for Sahaba. Khair, inshallah, perhaps that is the test. May Allah bless us with patience. Ya Rab, afri alayna sabra. Oh Allah, bless us with pious company, righteous company of ulama, of thiqa ulama, warathatul anbiya, those who are sincere wariths of anbiya, and you know, may Allah put love of Quran and Sunnah in our and Atharu Salaf. Ya Rab. So, what is Ibn Abbas saying? Do not make the people fed up with this Quran. If you come to some people who are engaged in conversation, do not interrupt them by teaching because you may bore. You should rather keep quiet. And if they ask you, then teach to them at the time when they're eager to hear what you say. SubhanAllah, seriously, in the beginning, I used to make this mistake. I was so, as a new revert, I was so much in zeal and love of this deen that I would just want to discuss deen on every table with every person on every moment. But I started getting this from my close relatives who I was giving dawah first and foremost to whom they were like, my father and my close ones. They were like, that no need to be so excited about Islam, no need to discuss Islam all the time. Just practice it silently. If we have anything to ask from you, you just ask. You don't need to say it all the time. I don't know, maybe they thought this is kind of a show off, you know, as talking about Allah all the time. They don't understand that when you remember Allah, Allah remembers you, whether it's privately or obviously you remember Allah privately. There's no point telling that to anyone, but you purposely do it in front of the people, and there's great other in that. So you're coming from another angle with another need, which they don't know, but they start judging you. They are like, why are you showing off? Just keep it to yourself. My deen is between me and Allah. When I want, I'll practice, or I ask Him. And guess what? They never ask you. They never care to discuss about deen or ask you. They just want to be in their way, their way of doing things. They don't care about Sharia or pleasing Allah and all that. So may Allah guide all Muslims everywhere. So avoid the use of crime. So this is Ibn Abbas saying this then. They avoided rhyming and all. They kept it simple. See, focus on khushur. I'm telling you, focus on khushur, on ikhlas, and leave the results to Allah. Maybe you go live and no one cares, no one listens, no one watches. Doesn't matter. Do good and leave it to Allah. And perhaps Allah will bless this message, this effort of yours. Maybe after some years, or maybe after I pass away, after you pass away. We don't know. But rest assured, one thing, وَلَا يَظْلِمُ رَبُّكَ أَحَدًا. Allah does not oppress anyone, and there's another ayah that coming to my mind, that Allah does not waste the good done by His slave. So He keeps a good account of whatever good you do. So it's okay if there are no CCTV cameras, if there are no, you know, if no one is watching, or if very few people are watching, it's okay. Just or you go to masjid and you give dars and only one or two people sitting, not many people show up. I've seen many du'as, they becoming especially here in Pakistan. Them becoming discouraged, demoralized. What is this? You're coming all the way from another city and it's just one or two people sitting. It's a waste of our time. And I told them, no, be patient. Even if it's one person, give them da'wah. Be patient. And you don't know, maybe this one person will then become a jama'ah, as in he will go tomorrow and become a great alim and he will give da'wah to the whole city or the whole country. You don't know. So from your side, just do your thing. Make sure you are giving da'wah. You are not wasting time and not sitting and procrastinating. No. Either you should be seeking knowledge or you should be giving da'wah. Do not sit idle. Do not overthink. Overthink is desire and fear. سبحان الله واذكر ربك في نفسك تضرعا وخيفة ودون الجهر بالقول صالي ولا تكن من الغافلين. Humility, submissiveness, desire, and fear. I hope humility and fear without loudness in words in the morning. In the afternoon, be not of those who are neglectful. Al-Araf, verse 2 year 5. And remember your Lord by your tongue and within. See? And remember your Lord by your tongue and within yourself. There's nothing that gives you more peace than remembering Allah. ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. And remember your Lord by tongue and within yourself. Humbleness, humility, and fear without loudness in words in the morning and afternoon. Be not of those who are neglectful. This is so important. I see people all the time screaming, shouting, showing off their askar, their Quran, You don't need to do all that. There is a narration as we'll read below. فاستجبنا له ووهبنا له يحيى وأصلحنا له زوجه إنهم كانوا يطالعون في الخيرات ويدعوننا رغبا ورهبا وكانوا لنا خاشعين. So we answered his call and bestowed upon him Yahya, John. He cured his wife. Verily they used to hasten on to do what they used to do, subhanAllah. Focus, focus. Verily they used to call on us with hope and fear and used to humble themselves before us. Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 19. Right? So those of you who don't have kids for many years now, struggling to have babies, kids. I know one such person, a couple of, I know two families personally, who had this issue, and after many years, one family, Allah bless them, the other is like till it's been more than 20, 25 years of marriage, and they're literally turning old and gray-haired, white-haired, and they don't have kids. Rarely they used to hasten to do good deeds. They used to call on us with hope and fear. They used to humble themselves. So do our good deeds and keep calling upon Allah with hope and give all the credit to Allah. Have all hope only from Allah. And don't think you're deserving of Don't feel entitled. You're a slave, and your promise is in the hereafter. Remember that. Supplicate to Allah वसल्लम ने गारवान का जो करते ही नहीं है वो क्या वो मिस कर जाएंगे. So the Prophet ﷺ said, while 3% of walking, rain began to fall, and they had to enter a cave in the mountain. A big rock rolled over and blocked the mouth of the cave. They said to each other, invoke Allah with the best deed you have. One of them said, O Allah, my parents return in a vessel to my parents to drink. After they had drunk from it, I would give it to my children, family, wife. One day I was delayed, and on my return, I found my parents sleeping, and I just like to wake them up. The children are crying at my feet. Oh, this Allah. You know that I was in love with a cousin of mine, like the deepest love a man may have for a woman. And she told me that I would not get my desire fulfilled unless I paid the 100 dinars, gold pieces. So I struggled for it till I gathered the desired amount. And when I sat in between her legs, she told me to have fear of Allah and asked me not to deflower her love. If you regard that I did was for your sake, Kalim of this rock. The two-thirds of the rock the two-thirds of the rock was removed. Allahu Akbar. Then the third man said, oh, no doubt you know that once I employed a worker for I bought cows and a shepherd. After a time, the man came and demanded money. I said to him, go to your shepherd and the shepherd and your shepherd and take them, for they are for you. He asked me whether I was joking with him. Sorry. He asked me whether I was joking with him. I'm just trying to and I'm getting stronger. I told him that I have just hardly 1 hour left or less in the eighth night from EAT in Lahore, Pakistan. He asked me whether I was joking, and I told him that I was not joking with him all that long. Avoided me until she was hard pressed, desperate because of famine, and she came to me. In case of third one, the words I invested. The merchandise increased, and there was abundance of goods. The narrator said they exited Medina in 15. Supplicate thrice whenever you need to. I hope the live session is ongoing. Somebody supplicate thrice whenever you need to. Ibn Masud said while the Messenger of Allah was praying, Ibn Masud radiallahu anh said while the Messenger of Allah was praying near the Kaaba, Abu Jahl and his companions were sitting nearby. Abu Jahl said, referring to the Shikam of the cave killed the previous day, that had been killed the previous day, who will get up and fetch the foot of Shikam and throw it between the shoulders of Muhammad when he goes down on the cross. So one most acute prostration he placed between his shoulders. Then they laughed at him. Some of them leaned upon the others with laughter, and I stood looking. If I had the power, I would have thrown it off from the back of the Messenger of Allah. The Prophet ﷺ had lowered his head in prostration, did not raise it until a man went to his house and found his daughter Fatima radiallahu anha, who was a young girl. Then she turned towards them, rebuking them. Then the Prophet invoked Allah against them in loud voice. So when he supplicated thrice. When he asked for Allah's blessing, he asked thrice. So he said 3 times, Allahumma alayka bi Quraysh, Allahumma alayka bi Quraysh, Allahumma alayka bi Quraysh. Oh Allah, I implore you to deal with the idolaters of Quraysh 3 times. When they heard his voice, laughter vanished from them. They feared his dua. Then he said, Allahumma alayka bi Abi Jahl bin Hisham wa Utbah bin Rabi'a wa Shaybah bin Rabi'a والربيعة والوليد ابن عقبة وأمية بن خلف وعقبة bin Abi Mu'ayth. O Allah, I implore you to deal with Abu Jahl bin Hisham, Utbah bin Rabi'a, Shaybah bin Rabi'a, Walid bin Aqba, Umayyah bin Khalaf, Aqba bin. The name of the 7th person which I do not remember. By the one who sent Muhammad with truth, I saw all those he had named lying dead on the day of Qadr. The dead bodies were dragged to be thrown in the pits near the path. He faced the Qibla. Abdullah bin Zayd al-Ansari reported that the Messenger of Allah went out to the place of prayer in order to offer prayer seeking rainfall. And when he then supplicated, he faced Qibla and turned his upper garment inside out. Supplicating, but not after obligatory prayer. There is no proof in Sunnah for that. ये इधर भी करते हैं पाकिस्तान में भी अक्सर यही हदीस मसाजिद इल्ला रहमत सुब्हान तआला अल्लाह हिदायत दे नमाज फर्ज नमाज के बाद वो हाथ उठा के दुआएं करना शुरू कर देते हैं ये बिदअत है हराम है नहीं करना चाहिए raise your hand supplicating फर्ज नमाज के बाद नहीं सहाबा दुआ मांगते थे हर फर्ज के नमाज के बाद नो जुमे के दिन के बाद या कोई ख़ास कोई भी मतलब दिन हो गया कोई ख़ास हुआ कि इस्तिस्क़ा बारिश के लिए या किसी भी मकसद के लिए वो ख़ास दुआ करवाते तो वो हाथ उठा के दुआ करते वो एक अलग चीज़ है you cannot do bid'ah from your pride. Allah's Messenger said, Your Lord, the Blessed and Most High, is ever living generous. When his slave raises 2 hands when he shies befits his majesty, return the 2 hands empty without response. Finally, he performed wudu before supplicating. Abu Musa narrated the Prophet had finished from the battle of Hunayn. He sent Abu Amir at the head of an army to Ota. Abu Amir came across the raid. Abu Amir was shot at his knee with an arrow which the man from Jusham had shot and fixed itself into his knee. I went to him and said, Oh uncle, who shot you? To his killer saying, That is my killer shot me. So I raced towards him and took him. When he saw me, he fled and I followed him and started saying to him, Have you no shame? Will you not stop and fight? So he stopped and he exchanged 2 hits with a sword and I killed him. Then I returned to Abu Amir and said, Allah has killed your attacker. He said to me, Take out this arrow. So I removed it, and water oozed out of the wound. Then he then said, "O son of my brother, convey my message to the Prophet and request him to ask Allah's forgiveness for me." Abu Amir made me his successor. So here, in commanding the troops, he survived for a short while and then died. Later, I returned and entered upon Prophet at his house and found him lying in a bed made of stalks of date palm focus. Leaves knitted with ropes and on it there were scribbled over his back inside. I told the Prophet about our news and Abu Amir asked the Prophet to ask for Allah's forgiveness for me. Prophet asked for water, performed ablution, wudu, and then raised hands saying, "O Allah, forgive Ubaid Abu Amr." At that time, I saw the whiteness of the Prophet's armpits. The Prophet then said, "O Allah, make Abu Amr a dear expression, superior to many of your servants." I said, "Will you ask Allah's forgiveness for me?" So the Prophet said, "O Allah, forgive the sins of Abdullah bin Qais and admit him pardon and dear restoration." Allah, what an honor! What an honor to Allah. Weep while supplicating to Allah. Yes, yes. Weep. Cry. Abdullah bin Amr bin al-As reported, "Verily, Messenger of Allah recited the words of Allah Almighty Majestic that Ibrahim recited. Rabbi innahunna tabi'ani fa innahu minni." O my Lord, they have indeed led astray many among mankind, but whosoever follows me, he is verily of me. Ibrahim chapter 14 verse 36. And Jesus said, "In tu'adhibhum فإنهم عبادك وإن تغفر لهم فإنك أنت العزيز الحكيم." If you punish them, they are your slaves. And if you forgive them, verily, only you are the Almighty, the Almighty. Al-Ma'idah, verse 118. Imagine this is what Jesus said. Yani, Isa Islam what he said. Okay. And all right, we are almost at the end. Hang on there. Almost at the end. Okay, this is done. Then he wept. So Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala said, "Jibreel, go to Muhammad, who your Lord knows full well, and ask him, what makes you weep?" So Jibreel Islam came to him and asked him, and Allah's Messenger informed him, though Allah knew it full well. Upon this, Allah said, "O Jibreel, go to Muhammad and say, verily we will please you with regard to your ummah and would not displease you." The supplication ought to display his utter need, destitution, poverty before Allah, as well as directing his complaint to Allah due to weakness, constriction, and trials he encounters. 20. Point 20. ये जो रोना धोना गुर्बत दिखाते हैं लोगों को एक्चुअली अल्लाह के सामने दिखाने की जरूरत है. लोगों का बुरी आदत तकिया कलाम ही बन गया है ना. It's become very very common. They will be coming to masjid praying with us, and then random average masajid they will start screaming, shouting, wailing. Oh, we are poor, we don't have anything, give us something. And then they will go out and stand. SubhanAllah, it really bothers me, amazes me. How can you stand in masjid and raise your voice and beg? How? Like you seriously need some guts to do that, and a lot of ignorance of it. وأيوب إذ نادى ربه أني مسني الضر وأنت أرحم الراحمين. Ayub Job when he cried out to his Lord, verily distress has seized me and you are the most merciful. mercy for all those who show mercy. The Anbiya were really great. Point number 21. Supplicants should begin by making dua for himself before making dua for others. You know, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu narrated from Ubay bin Ka'b radiallahu anhu that whenever the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam would mention someone supplicate from him, he would begin with himself. SubhanAllah. देखिए ये भी एक अदब है, एक तरीका है। खुद पहले अपने लिए दुआ करें फिर दूसरों के लिए दुआ। ये तो आपको मालूम नहीं होगा। मेजॉरिटी लोग आपको आके कहते हैं भाई हमारे लिए दुआ करें, भाई आप अपने लिए भी तो दुआ करो, इसमें सुस्ती क्यों है? और अगर आपकी नहीं अल्लाह सुन रहा तो आप शक करने लग जाओ अपने ऊपर कि दूसरों से जाके कहो। अल्लाह पे यकीन रखो, देर सवेर अपनी जगह, अल्लाह की मर्जी है, अल्लाह ने जब सुननी होगी आपकी। दूसरों से भी हुस्न ज़न रखो, और कोई बहुत ही उलमा हैं नेक साले के और अल्लाह का बंदा है तो उससे आप कह भी सकते हैं, लेकिन तो अपनी पक्की आदत ना बना लेंगे, तो ना हो जाएंगे। खुद क़याम में ना उठें, खुद नमाजें ना पढ़ें, दुआएं ना करें, दूसरों से ही कहते हैं। दैट्स लाइक relying on the people, that's not good. अच्छा, last but not the least, the most important point, do not transgress in supplication. The son of Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas radiallahu anh said, my father, it's probably a typo, my father Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, ये अशरा मुबशरा में थे ना, साद ibn Abi Waqqas radiallahu anh, heard me say, "Oh Allah, Allah, I ask you for paradise, blessings, these pleasures, and such and such and such, and I seek refuge in you." He said, I heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, there will be people who will exaggerate in supplication. Allahu Akbar. लेकिन जो भी रसूल प्रोफेसाइज करते हैं, पेश गोई होती है कि ये उम्मत में आएंगे लोग ऐसे, ये होगा, वो सब चीजें होती भी देख रहे हैं, वो सब हो रहा है, वो सब होता है। हाँ। He is the final messenger of Allah, वो का पूरा मुकम्मल ईमान ले आए, तो निशानियां भी नजर आ रही हैं। सुभान, अभी भी हिदायत नहीं पकड़ेंगे, कब पकड़ेंगे? And so should not be one of them. If you are guaranteed paradise, you will be granted all that is good therein. And if you are protected from hell, you will be protected from what is evil therein. Abu Nu'ma narrated that Abdullah bin Mughaffal radiallahu anh, same Faraway mistake, heard his son saying, "Oh Allah, I ask you for a white palace on the right of paradise when I entered." So he said, "Oh my son, ask Allah for paradise and seek refuge in him from hellfire, for I heard the Messenger of Allah say, in this ummah there will be some people who will be bound in their purification and supplication." आप देखें लोग वुदू करते हैं, लोग इधर करते चले जाते हैं, दुआ मांगते हैं, लंबी 10 घंटे लंबी दुआ मांगते हैं। भाई आप शॉर्ट दुआ मांग लो, अल्लाह तो ना भी हो तो समझता। लंबी दुआ बोलने का क्या मकसद है? डजंट मेक एनी सेंस। और सर्टेनिटी होनी चाहिए, अखलास होना चाहिए आपकी दुआ में। और बेस्ट बात पता है क्या? आप सुन्नत को उतना लें और वहीं छोड़ दें जहाँ सहाबा ने छोड़ी, ये सबसे बेस्ट बात। और ये मेजर फर्क है सलफ और खलफ। पॉइंट नंबर 23, लिव अ लाइफ ईटिंग हलाल ड्रिंकिंग। अब ये तो काफी लोगों को पता होगा कि अमल शायद ही कोई करता है। लिव अ लाइफ ईटिंग हलाल ड्रिंकिंग हलाल। या पाकिस्तान में तो ऐसे लोग बैंक्स में काम करते हैं, अल्लाह हिदायत दे। Eating halal, drinking halal, wearing halal, make sure earnings and wealth are halal. Prophet said, أيها الناس إن الله طيب لا يقبل إلا طيبا وإن الله أمر المؤمنين بما أمر به المرسلين. O people, and Allah is good and He does not accept what is good. Accept what is good. Verily Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala commanded the believers with that which He commanded the Messenger Sallallahu said. He commanded Messenger Sallallahu say, I think that's say, Ya ayyuha ar-rusul kulu min at-tayyibati wa'amalu salihan inni bima ta'amaluna alim. O messengers, eat of the good made permissible and do righteous deeds. Verily, I am well acquainted with what you do. Mu'minun, 51. And he Tabarak wa Ta'ala said, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu kulu min tayyibati ma razaqnakum. He who believe, eat the good things that we provided for you. Al-Baqarah 172. ثم ذكر ثم ذكر الرجل يطيل السفر أشعث أغبر يمد يديه إلى السماء يا ربي يا ربي ومطعمه حرام ومشربه حرام وملبسه حرام وغذي بالحرام فأني يستجاب له. Such that his hair is disheveled and covered dust, and he raised his hand to the sky, supplicating, O my Lord, yet his food is unlawful, drink, clothes, sustenance, everything is unlawful. Therefore, how can supplication be answered? देखिए ये भी कॉमन वजह है आजकल लोगों की दुआएं कबूल क्यों नहीं हो रही बेटियों की शादियां नहीं हो रही बच्चों की सही तालीम नहीं हो रही हस्बैंड जॉब सही नहीं कर रहा वाइफ हाउस वाइफ अच्छी नहीं बन रही मसला क्या चल रहा है तलाक क्यों ज़्यादा हो गए घरों में से बरकतें हैं सुकून क्यों उड़ गया The Prophet made him far distant from having his supplication answered, even though his man was worthy because he was upon a long journey destined this early to it. However, due to his food, drink, earning, and clothing being unlawful, he became distant from supplication answered. जब आपका रिस्क ही हलाल नहीं होगा बेशक आपकी हालत बुरी हो अल्लाह आपकी नहीं सुनेगा क्योंकि अल्लाह तैयब है और अल्लाह को तैयब चीज़ चाहिए साफ चीज़ चाहिए pure actions, sincere actions. May Allah make us from the sincere followers of prophets and true worshippers of Allah Azza wa Jalla, able to control desires and to be patient upon hardships, Ya Rab. And all praises for Allah, the Lord of all creation, peace and blessings be upon the Messenger, his family, his companions, all those who truly follow him unto the day of resurrection. If you feel weak and lonely, then I suggest that what you do is you increase istighfar, increase remembrance of Allah, increase reciting Quran. Believe in Allah, rely upon Allah. Be happy if Allah has given you the opportunity to be alone with Him. That embrace that. I know it's difficult because we cannot see Allah and it becomes difficult, but I'm telling you, कि आप जिक्र करते चले जाएं और अस्कार कसीर हैं बेशुमार सही दुआएं हैं जो आपने हिफ्ज़ नहीं की होंगी याद नहीं की होंगी वो याद करें कुरान आपने हिफ्ज़ नहीं किया होगा, कुरान हिफ्ज़ करें। कुरान की तफसीर नहीं पढ़ी होगी, वो पढ़ें। अहादीस मुबारका नहीं पढ़ी होंगी, वो पढ़ें। तशरीह उस तफसीर से रिलेटेड आप सहाबा के अक़वाल पढ़ें। फिर आप जो है, जो अइम्मतुस सलफ़ गुज़रे हैं, सहाबा गुज़रे हैं, उनकी बायोग्राफ़ीज़ पढ़ना शुरू करें। बड़े बड़े सीनियर स्कॉलर्स हमारे दौर के, इब्न बाज़, रहमतुल्लाहि अलैहि, उनकी बायोग्राफ़ीज़ पढ़ें, उनके दुरूद सुनें। आई मीन लाइक आई कैन गो ऑन एंड ऑन। अगर आप तलबुल इल्म, खैर का रास्ता तलाश करते जाएं अल्लाह की तरफ, अल्लाह के करीब होने के रास्ते सोचें, तो रास्ते निकलते आएंगे। आपके पास टाइम खत्म हो जाएगा, रास्ते खत्म नहीं होंगे। जिसने करना है उसके लिए हज़ार रास्ते निकल आएंगे, जिसने नहीं करना वो हज़ार बहाने ढूंढेगा ना करने के। बस ये गलती ना करें कि आप यू नो अल्लाह की जिक्र से आपकी जान जान जाए, और फिर जब अल्लाह जान ले ले तो फिर आप करते, कि जैसे अल्लाह ने कुरान में 3 जगह जिक्र किया कि लोग कहेंगे, people will say, oh, Allah send us back, but Allah will not send you back. You get only once, multiple chances, but only once one lifetime. So make this is just the last, this is the end. The Eid is almost there in some countries and in some places, and as for here in Pakistan, we have a day or two. So we pushed through for 29th night. It could be Laylatul Qadr night, to seek out Laylatul Qadr in this last night and accelerate and push through the battle in full. Don't become weak. Don't give up, or don't think that Laylatul Qadr has already passed. You know, maybe it's Shaitan. Shaitan is telling you this so that you give up, you don't do ibadah. Maybe Laylatul Qadr falls in this night and you lose the ajr. So that's why till you return to Allah, हम आपको बता रहे हैं, जब तक आप अल्लाह के पास लौट ना जाएं, आप शैतान से रिलैक्स नहीं फील कर सकते। मतलब जब तक कि आप अपनी जन्नत में, अपने आखिरी घर में दाखिल ना हो जाए, ये तब तक ये जंग चलती रहेगी। नेवर एवर feel relaxed and safe from shaitan, thoughts of shaitan, and continue to seek protection of Allah. So long as आप अल्लाह को याद करते रहेंगे, अल्लाह का जिक्र करते रहेंगे, अल्लाह फरिश्ते अपने भेज देगा, अल्लाह आपकी खुद भी हिफाजत करेगा, फरिश्तों की भी ड्यूटियाँ लगा देगा। लाइक यू विल बी प्रोटेक्टेड, यू विल बी टेकन केयर ऑफ। सो लॉन्ग एज यू कीप, आप अल्लाह से पनाह मांगते रहें शैतान से और अपने नफ्स के शर से और शयातीन इंस से और जिन। अल्लाह ताला जो भी हमारे रिवर्ड्स और स्ट्रगलिंग मुस्लिम्स हैं globally, may Allah ease the affairs of all the believers globally, especially in Palestine and our brothers and sisters being oppressed in Kashmir, Palestine. Just I saw earthquake broke out in Myanmar and Thailand. So if any Muslims are being harmed over there, may Allah protect them. May Allah ease their affairs and may Allah give them sabr, patience, and मुश्किलें तो आनी ही होती हैं लाइफ में, अल्लाह ने आपको आजमाना होता है, यही मकसद है ज़िंदगी का, और ये टेम्परेरी है, याद रखें। Keep you reminding yourself again and again, all everything in this world is temporary. كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام. Everything will perish except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So continue to seek Allah and Haqq and Jannah, Jannatul Firdaus al-A'la, and company of the righteous, and believe and do righteous good deeds. علم نافع عمل صالح की तौफीक अता फरमाए अल्लाह ताला. Keep seeking, you know, beneficial knowledge, righteous actions. Focus on sadaqah jariyah. Still, there is time. If you want to donate in Lahore, you can donate to Lahore Dawah Center or Lahore Masjid. Both the projects are there. And still, there is some funds they need, you know, ongoing. You can go on X, on Twitter, and do follow up. So what you see on screen is my X, and through this you can find them. Okay, that's the whole point of sharing this. out of all the social media, X is the most beneficial in terms of, sticking with the people of knowledge and being provided from conferences and details and a lot of care over there. So obviously connect directly with ulama, but if you can't, then for those non-Muslims, new reverts who are far away, disconnected from the senior scholars, for them I'm saying that you will find in Twitter a lot of khair. So long as you connect with the people of knowledge that are really real. Now don't assume about people in their knowledge. Ask the people of knowledge what Allah commands. And beware of internet celebrities and innovation and the callers to Jahannam who look like the callers of Jannah. Beware. Everything that glitters is not gold. If something sounds too good to be true, then that is the case. It is not true. And beware of, you know, seeking knowledge from random people on social media. Rather, fear Allah and consult only the muftis and senior legit scholars of Islam and be patient in seeking knowledge. Don't try to seek shortcuts and fatwa of your life. And for the revered brothers and sisters in Islam, this maybe this is your first Ramadan. Be patient, and may Allah bless you with a lot of very beneficial knowledge, righteous actions, and patience. And don't worry, just keep working on yourself, you know, and step by step learn the Sunan and become strong. It takes time. Over the years, every Ramadan, you'll become stronger and stronger, and just focus on yourself and beware of fitna. There's fitna online, there's fitna in real life. Beware, we are living in times of fitna. And don't waste time, don't get involved in politics and useless talk. And just use this scrolling and watching videos. That's not the way. Real scholars are not there making videos. Seriously, they have better things to do. They're busy writing books, seeking knowledge, revising matun, and teaching students one on one, and giving time to their family, close relatives. They are really busy people. Do not undermine them. And layman, an average person, when they say they're busy, they're actually wasting time. They are sinning. But generally speaking, when an alim says he's busy, then he's really busy. You know, it's from his humbleness that he might not say much, but he is really busy with a lot of khair. And so give them the benefit of the doubt and excuse, and rather ask them how you can help them and try to take off their burden and help them off. That should be our attitude with the senior scholars and people of knowledge. Be respectful to the senior scholars, the Muslim rulers, and the elders, and people of knowledge, people who have knowledge. Be respectful of them. Don't try to debate, argue, belittle anyone. Fear Allah and focus on rectifying your own self. Fear Allah. That's it for this session. Hope Allah causes you to benefit from this effort, and may Allah accept this effort sincerely for His sake. All the khair is from Allah, and if there's any shar is coming from me, subhanaka wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.